And once again, as for tradition, at some point I gotta get disconnected from the lobby. Nothing new. But don't worry, we will be back for Tier 2 in just a couple moments. This game is absolutely lovely. So just stay tuned. Sorry for the sudden silence. Once again, we'll just be there in just a second. So although we may not have seen it last week, reports have said that the Red Bull Ring hosted a bit of a chaotic Grand Prix last week out. Let's see if we can potentially get any of that here tonight. Welcome along to Breakout Racing League's Tier 2 Championship. We've arrived at the Hungarian Ring for round 9 of the season. And well, Hungarian, you've got 2 DRS zones that make up this track and 14 corners. The DRS zones into turn 1 and 1 into turn 2 back to back. However, this track will not produce many overtakes, as this track is notorious for it being difficult to overtake, and that might play a factor. So pole position here is going to be key. However, though, from what I'm being told, there is a wet race in store for us. And well, if you guys remember what happened in a certain 2021 season and the actual Formula 1 race, we had a bit of a pileup at turn 1 in the rain caused by Valtteri Bottas, of course, in the Mercedes, and that allowed Esteban Ocon to win the race. Well, if you could see an Alpine win the race today, that'd be absolutely amazing, but you just never know what can happen. As well, this track, like I said, it may be difficult, but you always have to be consistent around this, and that is going to be the crucial point for the drivers tonight. Speaking of drivers, let's go over to the Drivers' Championship, and we've had a bit of a switch-up for the lead of this championship, as now Veyron in the Ferrari now leads the championship by just 9 points over No Limit, with Veyron 114 points and No Limit 105. Third place, you've got Ron Swanson in the other McLaren. He sits third, just 2 points ahead of NGT Blacks, in which Blacks got a podium last week. It's a second podium in a row. Can he go for 3 for 3? We'll have to find out. Vo lines up in 5th ahead of Wingo. Then Solar 7th, Potato in 8th. He managed to grab a podium last week as well, boost himself up the order by 4 positions, actually. And he has 39 points, just 2 ahead of Groggy. Then it's Sky rounding out the top 10. Let's go over to the team's championship, and it's McLaren that lead the championship by only 5 points, however, to Ferrari. It's 183 points for McLaren, 178 for Ferrari. Then a little bit further back, you've got Mercedes in 3rd place with 100, not 100, my apologies. The 95 points respectively, jumping up 2 positions after last week to go ahead of Red Bull and Williams, 90 points and 87 points to them, respectively. And then it's Alpine in 6th, Haas in 7th, AlphaTauri in 8th, followed by Alfa Romeo in 9th, and Aston Martin rounding out the top 10 constructors. That is always going to be to play for here tonight. And what's also to play for is the championship, as we are on the halfway point of the season, pretty much. I mean, round 9 to 17, I guess that's halfway. So this is going to become crucial. This second half is where things are going to start tightening up a little bit in the championship. And with this race, you have to put yourself in the best position you possibly can right now. That is currently Veyron heading the top in the timesheets. My apologies. He's currently top in the timesheets with a 116.4. And he's going to try and go for his 3rd pole of the season. Can he do it? Let's go over to statistics, by the way. I don't often do this, but I might as well. We're having a little bit of fun here, I guess. So, we've had a total of 5 unique pole sitters and 5 unique winners. However, not all winners have gotten pole and won the race straight off the bat. Has it happened? Yes. But is it common? No. No, it's not. But the 5 drivers that we have that have won a race, Veyron, obviously the championship leader, he has won a race. I mean, if you're not winning races, then the championship is going to be a lot more difficult. He has 2 wins and 2 poles to his name. No Limit has 3 wins to his name, however, so he has that to his advantage if it were to go for a tiebreaker, and 2 poles for him respectively. Ron Swanson has a win as he currently lines up 3rd, as I mentioned before. Wingo, he has a win as well, and who am I looking for? Sky and the Haas, he has a win to his name as well. So 5 winners. Could we potentially get a 6th of the season? We'll have to find out, and maybe we can see a new name on the top step of the podium, as that is Solar, out of qualifying, looking over, on board. He's crashed at turn 9. Exit at turn 9, potentially losing the rear, but that is him out of qualifying, and he didn't set a lap time either, so that is definitely gonna hurt his momentum, I guess. And well, we'll have to see what he can do from the back of the grid. We have a couple of new names, by the way, and by a couple, I really only mean 1. That being the Red Bull, who's currently P19. He hasn't gone out on track yet. And that being of Tior Mixer. If you guys remember him from last season, he was a championship contender in Tier 4 last season and was very, very quick. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to grab the championship, but he was there pretty much the entire season, so we'll see what he can do in his first race in Tier 2 here in Hungary. And, well, yeah, just be sure to watch out for that Red Bull. Both Red Bulls, really, is one going to be coming from the back of the grid, and the other one, well, he's new. So we'll see how they'll go for this race. And looking over the chat, and there's really much activity, but Solar's saying that you kind of messed up. So what? I'm curious, what exactly has happened? What exactly happened? I'm curious. Let me know on that as soon as possible. That'd be absolutely lovely. I don't think anybody has been promoted to a full-time seat. If they have, I am entirely mistaken. Oh no, I am mistaken. Alright. Gotta love it. As Mixer's unfortunately left, I will see if he can get back in as soon as possible. But Clarkson in the Mercedes, he is officially now a full-time driver for that Mercedes. And also, is he here? Yes, he is. Tycho in the Haas. He also got promoted to a full-time seat as well. So 2 new full-time drivers, and well, we'll see what they can do in their brand new seats. Obviously, Tycho Path running the American white and red Haas, and Clarkson running the silver arrow of the Mercedes. And we'll see where they can line up on this grid. Past couple of races for Clarkson have not entirely been the best, but they haven't been the worst. He does have a points finish to his name, that being of P8 in his home Grand Prix, and in his debut race, that being the British Grand Prix. And Tycho Path, he managed to grab a P7 in Austria, being his first points of the season, his 3rd race of the season. He's now on his 4th. We'll see what he can do. Clarkson's going to come across the line, by the way, and he's going to go directly alongside Tycho. So the 2 full-time drivers now are line and stern in 8th and 9th. Not separated by much either, so already a bit close between those 2. Stop paying attention, you were letting cars go by, and you just went into the wall. Oof. That is very, very unfortunate. But we'll see what you can do from potentially P16, maybe P17. I don't know. We'll see what you can do from the back of the grid nonetheless. Ardell currently with a purple sector 2, so he is flying on his lap. My telemetry isn't up. It's up now. So we'll see what Ardell can do. Ardell has had a very unfortunate season. And while he's been there, obviously he was up at the front in Australia. Yeah, Australia. but unfortunately got crashed out. Same thing with Baku. He got crashed out there as well. And, well, we'll see if he can potentially try and pick up the pace in the latter stages of this season. As well, we are on the halfway point, so if you want to make up time, now is the time to do so. Looking over, Tycho saying that this is only your 3rd race. Is it? Do you have a DNS? Ah, yes, you do. You do. Okay. Yeah, you missed Britain. Okay, so that's why. I thought you did Britain, but I guess I don't remember that. But nonetheless, yeah, it is your 3rd race of the season. And let's see. As Michael Jackson said, "We ball." I'm not gonna say that first word. Screw it, we ball. I guess that's definitely what Michael Jackson said. I'll definitely take your word for it. So, yep, Michael Jackson, we ball. And Stig saying Mixer's gonna have to carry the goated team in quali. Yeah, he's got quite a bit of work to do, but he's currently having issues right now. Is Mixer, from what I know, he's currently not in the session, so we'll see if he could potentially try and get back up into this. Veyron currently 2/10 up already on his lap time, so Veyron, championship leader, current pole sitter. He is flying as it stands in the moment, going through Sector 2 now. You can gain a lot of time or lose a lot of time. This track, obviously, very narrow, very tricky, so nailing it is all the more sweeter as Wingo now goes on to provisional pole with a 1:16.4, narrowly beating the Ferrari. Veyron getting a little bit loose. He's still up on his time. He didn't really gain any time in Sector 2, nor did he really lose any time. So, he is making his way through the final couple of corners, the final sector. Nailing it, going to be absolutely key. Consistency, again, also going to be the key. Veyron, around the final corner. He now goes on to provisional pole with a 1:16.2, and now has a 2/10 margin to the drivers behind. And that is a very comfortable margin for the championship leader as it stands at the moment. When you joined Tier 2, you didn't know that traction control was turned off for everyone? Ah, okay. I mean, it didn't take you that long. It's only your 2nd race and you managed to grab points. So, I mean, it's not all bad. You're getting there. And right now you're currently P12, so you're in the mix, which is absolutely ideal. Oh, I might have a co-com in a minute. Give me 1 moment here. Appears I might have a co-com join me for the race, so we'll see if he will join. I assume he would, because he just asked me for an invite.
Potatoes.
Oh.
Those are my
potatoes.
First words on stream.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Great words. Okay. Good to see. But anyways, who's just joined me here for tonight is going to be Redeemer. And, well, Redeemer, you may be here late, but as it stands at the moment, we have a bit of a tight qualifying. Veyron currently top of the session, but more importantly, how do you think this race is going to go? Like, how are you feeling for this?
I haven't even loaded into this session yet, so...
I mean, yeah, but, like, you never know what can happen in Tier 2, so I'm just asking a simple question.
I mean, it could be like a Tier 3 moment.
I mean, Tier 3 had quite a bit of chaos, to put it simply. So, if we get another Tier 3, that'll be an interesting race nonetheless. Though we have more drivers here, so there's more factors.
I mean, anything can happen. Let me push the button here. You know, obviously we saw it in Tier 1. Cookie really got helped out by the late safety car being called, and then, you know, Alphanistas just had the pace, but he just couldn't get the position done and dusted on the final couple of laps to get Cookie for the win. So, and then, you know, Alphanistas spun the final corner for, E8, I believe it was. So, you know, anything can happen, and if it's anything like the Tier 1 race and the Tier 3 race where overtaking is going to be difficult, I think we should be in for a good race.
Yeah, I think so as well. This race can, obviously, but what I'm being told, actually, is that we are going to have a wet race, so we're going to have a little bit of rain at some point, so that's going to play another factor. We'll see how it goes on, but yeah, Tier 1, late safety car, definitely mixed things up a little bit. Like you said, Cookie getting the benefit of that. I also got the benefit. Same with Raptor as well. So yeah, safety cars, absolutely crucial as they can really make or break your race. We'll see how that will pan out for this race. And looking over Solar, yes, this is Deemer. This is the one and only Deemer.
Hi.
So if you missed his voice, there you go. He's here. Be happy. That laugh. Looking over, the debutant right now of Mixer, he's already put up a decent lap time to put himself in P8 for Red Bull. That might be his only time. Indeed, it is. But Mixer, in his first race, currently lined up in the top 10. So already he's showing that he has pretty good pace so far as we're near the dying stages of qualifying here. And I believe the next person to come across the line is going to be Potato. He's going to start his final flying lap. So we'll stay on board with the Alpine going through to turn 1. Nice and tidy, nice and smooth, but it's also a bit cumbersome. Going now to the second DRS zone into turn 2. Pinch that inside, and then let yourself run out wide, but quickly move yourself to the left, and then go quickly to the right for turn 3. Sector 1, what's the same for him? He's coming across a yellow flag, but he doesn't need to slow down. Just under 2/10 up is the Alpine going through turns 4 and turn 5. Turn 5, very hard to negotiate, but he negotiates it very, very nicely. Now to the chicane, also very cumbersome, and he negotiates that very nicely as well. Then turn 8, turn 9, quick flick left, right, then left again for turn 10, and then a fast right-hander of turn 11. What's it saying for Sector 2? Well, we lost a little bit of time. They can make up a bunch of time in Sector 3 now through to turn 12, using all the curb he can. He has a little bit of traffic, though. Is that a McLaren? Yes, it is a McLaren, and that might hurt him. As the McLaren, he's going to start his final flying lap. Potato is going to come around the final couple corners as Ron crosses the line. He goes up to P10, and Potato backs out. Doesn't improve. He'll start at least P15. That McLaren definitely hampered him.
You good, bro?
Oh, Shamrock losing a front wing, and that's Veyron out!
Oh no.
Something's happened to the pole sitter. He's crashed at turn 9. Lost the rear, potentially? I don't know, but already a little bit of drama here.
Can I just point something out real quick? Pole from last night's race in Tier 3 would be P3 right now.
And that was Stig that said it.
Yeah, it was a 16.569. Was pole last night.
That's pretty mental. Ardell's going to come across the line. He goes up to P12. Not the best of qualifyings for him, as he actually now goes down to P13, as Clarkson moves up to P11. Bio in the Alfa Romeo. Big jump for the Alfa Romeo. He goes up to P5. Mixer comes across the line. He doesn't improve. Brovera, I believe, just crossed. Oh, yeah, that was Maverick. My apologies. Yeah, he goes up to P2 just marginally, but he wasn't able to beat Veyron for pole. Ron crosses the line, doesn't improve. What about a no limit championship rival? P4 only for the McLaren. Not ideal for him if he wants to challenge. Vo, not able to improve because he's invalidated. What about Blacks in the Mercedes as Shamrock has retired? Obviously, he lost his front wing. Blacks round the final corner. He goes up to P4 and he pushes no limit down to P5. And with that, that's already qualifying done and dusted. Wow, okay. And Veyron, in only his second lap, is on pole for the Hungarian Grand Prix. His third pole of the season. His championship rival, No Limit, down in 5th.
Yeah, so negate what I said. Pole from last night would be P5.
And that would have bumped No Limit down a little bit further. But obviously that's not the
lap
case.
from No Limit, though, a 16.570. And pole last night was a 15.569, so there's only a thousandth of a second in that lap time there between those two laps. So, oh, look at 5th and 6th. There's only a tenth of that lap.
Yeah, separated by a millisecond. But nobody can challenge Veyron for any milliseconds for our pole position. Veyron takes his third pole of the season ahead of Maverick with a great last lap run. Words. Yes, okay. Wingo will line up in 3rd, ahead of Blacks. No Limit 5th, ahead of Charles, Tycho, Bio, Vo, and Brovero rounding out the top 10. Mixer, Ron, Clarkson, Ardell. I missed the rest, but that's your 14 drivers in the top 14.
So I know we go through this every single time we commentate with each other. I'm listening to a throwback song right now.
That being?
Um, don't quote me when I say this. It's by Skrillex, and it's called
Uh-huh.
"Kill Everybody."
Oh.
Like,
Well, hopefully you don't actually do that.
oh no, I don't plan on it. Trust me. I mean, unless
Okay.
I want to do an audacious dive into turn 12 and completely ruin someone's chances of a podium.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
I mean, not gonna lie, like, I'm pretty sure everybody watching the stream, I don't know how many people were watching the stream last night, would have loved to see me on the podium. Um, I wanted the podium too, I had great pace. And then, just everything transpired and it just, yeah, it just, enough said.
Yeah, things happen, but as racing goes, you just kind of have to take it on the chin and move on. And we'll see what you can do in Belgium next week. By the way, we don't have a formation lap, so we're just going to get straight into it. It's a dry start as it stands at the moment for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Will we see rain later on? We'll just have to find out as the fiber lights are on for the Hungarian Grand Prix. It's lights out, and away we go. Looks like a pretty decent start for Veyron and for Maverick, but Veyron looks like he has a better jump in relation to the AlphaTauri. Meanwhile, Wingo's trying to look around the outside. There's an Aston Martin weaving around, and there's an Alfa Romeo diving further back, but Veyron into turn 1, holds the lead from Maverick, from Black's actually. Black's got a good run out of turn 2, and now Wingo is trying to fight it back, but can't do anything about it. Maverick goes wide, there's contact, and a huge load of cars off at turn 2. That's 5 cars by the looks of it. 2 Williams, a Haas, an AlphaTauri, and a Mercedes, and Clarkson is out. A McLaren is round. That is a Ron. What has happened at the start here? Brovera is round as well. Same with Sky. What in the world happened at that start? That is what? P12 down to P19. Completely off at the start. And with that, that's going to be a safety car. And there's more penalties now as Carlos and Wingo get a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flag. What was that start?
I know I get lost for words pretty quickly, but I'm 100% lost for words.
So am I.
If I remember, I saw a car get on the curb on turn 3. And he spun, took someone else out, and then it just chaos happened from there. But they were all ghosted.
Yeah, that was a crazy, crazy start to this race. And well, despite all that, Veyron and Maverick were able to hold the position out of all of that. They stay first and second. Bio up 5 positions. No Limit has gone up 1. Vo up 4. Ardell up 8. Solar from P19 is already in P7. What? Where's this come from? Alright, okay, that's happened. Mixer's up 3 positions, and the same with Shamrock's up 8. Wingo's down 7. Ron, surprisingly out of all that, he's gone up 1. Black's down 8. Potato up 2. Groggy up 4. Tycho down 8. Brovera down 6. Charlos down 11. A huge shakeup at the start of this race, but the top 2 completely unaffected. Wow.
So, something I noticed in the Tier 1 stream, and I don't think you pointed this out, or maybe it's been a thing all season, I'm just now realizing it. On the AlphaTauri front wing on the side wings, or not the side pods, but the end plates, quite a different design than what I'm used to seeing on the AlphaTauri.
Wait, you mean the front wing end plate?
Yeah.
It just kind of looks blocky.
No, like, there's a design on the side. It's like writing. Yeah, I've never seen it before. I'm assuming they did that as a tribute to Japan for
Hold on, are you talking about in real life or here?
Here, in real life.
I'm not I'm not seeing it.
It's on the end plate, bro, on the front wing.
I'm looking. I'm not seeing much. I can't exactly see much.
Are you looking at the same car I am?
The AlphaTauri, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing anything on the front wing.
It's on the end plate, like the outside of the end
Oh,
plate.
the floor! No, never mind. What? On the outside end plate? What? All I see is a sponsor.
Yeah, that's what, I've never seen that before.
Flexbox?
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
That's been there since the beginning of the game.
Yeah, I've never noticed it.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
Well, okay, I'm in an Alfa Romeo. You know, I don't really pay attention to other vehicles.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong, but still.
I do believe this move.
I'm seeing some people in the chat saying lobby restart, but I haven't heard anything from the tier coordinator, that being of Groggy, so I
also promotions.
don't know if that's the case. Yeah, there were some promotions. I was not going to go into that at some point, but yeah, there were some promotions in BRL, but yeah, not important. We're here for racing, man. As the safety car's in this lap.
Well, what were we going to talk about on a safety car? You know, like how good the popcorn was that I forgot to bring for the race.
Oh, that just reminds me, I should have made popcorn.
You're welcome.
Because clearly I should have done it for this race, because already we were here for a treat.
Well, I brought half a bottle of water that's already gone, so.
How? Okay. Well, actually, no, it makes sense. It's water. Never mind. But anyway, safety car in this lap, and it's up to Veyron as to when they'll go. We have a yellow flag for the back as Blacks has gone round by the looks of it, as Veyron has already gone around the final corner, and look at that, Bio already looking to make a move on Maverick. Here's they're going wheel to wheel over to turn one. Bio has the inside line and dives on the inside. Maverick trying to keep it around the outside, but he doesn't exactly have the grip, and Bio will take P2, and now No Limit out of absolutely nowhere. He will take P3, so Maverick already down 2 positions off the safety car restart. Whoa. Race has officially resumed. Veyron leads from Bio, from No Limit, from Maverick. Then it's Vo, Ardell, Solar, Mixer, Wingo, and Ron rounding out the top 10. A lot more of a tame start, though I say that further back. Yeah, further back, it looks like Charlos has had a moment. He's down in P17 now behind Blacks. But a lot more of a tame start this time around in relation to the actual race start.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, anything can still happen. I mean, everyone's within... But you could cover the field with, like, a decent-sized blanket right now.
A decent-sized blanket?
Well, they're all...
I mean, 800-meter blanket, but...
Yeah, I mean, they're all within a second of one another, so...
Not entirely wrong, as we have a bit of action further back of being Tycho and Groggy, and Tycho's trying to go around the outside at turn 13. You often see a move around here. Tycho's trying to make it work on the inside. Groggy trying to keep it around the outside, both of them on the hard compounded tires, and, well, Tycho isn't entirely done, as we have a bit of switching further up the order as well, as No Limit's made the move on Bio, and No Limit is up into second place.
He's just gonna get 2
positions. Oh, they are gonna go 3 wide. Groggy's lost out. And Tycho's lost out as well, as Rovera's now up into 12. And no, Tycho's trying to fight it back. Oh, but he spins round at turn 2. Lost the rear, and that is the Haas round. And we have another person round. That's Maverick, and that's Mixer as well, off at turn 4. As we have a huge load of cars up further ahead. That's Drunken Shamrock, Groggy, Blacks, and Brovera all going wheel to wheel. One after one after one, as Shamrock's looking for a move, but he's not able to do anything of it. Groggy able to stay ahead in P11. Brovera up in the 10th. A lot of chaos further back, and, well, it's very unfortunate to have the Tycho and Maverick, as Tycho's gone around again, and Mixer also having a moment as well. And that's causing quite a bit of chaos here at the Hungarian Grand Prix.
I don't even have words.
Chaos. That's the word. Just one word. That too. As No Limit sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. As we have a yellow flag, that is of Charlos. He's gone around at turn 12. But Now the two championship contenders, the main championship contenders, really. First and second, Veyron ahead of No Limit. Obviously, if it stands in the moment, Veyron will have a bigger gap in the championship. But No Limit will want to try and get ahead as we have a yellow flag, and that's Ardell that's going around at turn 3.
What is happening?
Oh, wait. Did he? No, okay. As, wait a minute, I just noticed that Blacks is also going around at turn 3.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I just saw a blur.
I don't mean to cut you off. No Limit is on the back of Veyron, like sniffing his diffuser.
Veyron might be struggling a little bit at this stage of the race, but I thought for a second Ardell just beached it off of turn 3. He didn't, luckily, but it genuinely looked like he did.
Well, the thing also that we have to remember, excuse me, Veyron is on the hard compound tires. So he's going long into this race, waiting for that rain to show up, while No Limit is just going for raw pace.
Well, Veyron at the moment... Oh, there's actually a safety car now as Charles is retired. Straight off the bat. I did not see where that came from, but now Veyron is going to stack up behind the safety car once again.
Oh, he didn't do... He did the thing.
Oh, he retired on track. Oh. That's a bit touch and go, isn't it? Debris? I mean, it makes sense if it's debris. We'll go on board with Veyron.
Crashed out right here.
I don't see any debris. Interesting.
Okay, well, water's officially gone.
Yeah, that's now 3 retirements in this race as Ardell's gone round once again, this time at turn 12. And his tires are probably absolutely shot, and he's gone round again. Not a full spin, though, just a half spin.
And
there we go, he's probably going to pull into the pits.
It's only lap 7.
Yeah, we've already had a chaotic Grand Prix, and we're not even 10 laps in. Ardell. He gets a 5-second time for speeding in the pit lane. I watched him do that, and he retires from the session. That's his race done and dusted.
I mean,
I watched what happened. He was flooring it in the pit entry and nearly spun it twice. He just kind of died. All right.
I mean, honestly, like, going back to no formation lap, it should be back on.
It's still glitched, though. That's why. That's the thing. So,
right, but, like, I know
that's kind of the reason why.
Oh, Wingo's going on.
What's going on? Oh, Wingo.
Like,
Wingo going into the pits on lap 7. That's going to be to a set of hards, no doubt. And Drunken Shamrock is in as well.
He's on hards.
I want to say damage, but I don't know.
He's not
the Wingo's actually getting rid of a 5-second.
Shamrock's on mediums.
He might be preparing for potential rain earlier on.
And tires, obviously.
Yeah, Wingo with a new front wing and getting rid of the 5-second he had under the safety car. And yeah, he's all the way down in P15 now on the hard, so he's gonna try and stretch this out till the rain. And same with Shamrock, though I think Shamrock might be thinking that the rain might come by a little bit earlier. Maybe. Oh, and actually, wait a minute, Mixer's just gone round.
Well, he did say in his defense, he's never raced with TC off before.
That is true. So, obviously, he's still trying to get used to that. Same with Tycho as well. Obviously, Tycho, he managed to grab his first points last week in Austria. And, well, he's trying to continue that. He's currently P11. But Mixer, obviously, with this being his first race, he's trying to get used to everything as well. And, well, he did qualify quite decently. So, he's showing that he was there. We'll see. He's down 3 positions. So, he started 11th, to be fair. So, yeah, Mixer's just still trying to get used to it. But he's still in this race. We'll see what he can do from here on in. Safety car now in on this lap. And once again, it'll be Veyron leading the pack. But his championship rival directly behind him. How's this going to pan out? They've had a couple of moments, these two, needless to say. Veyron especially. And could we see more fireworks as he is going to resume the race once again on lap 9 of the Hungarian Grand Prix, as we have an Alpine going wide further back, and that might be of Groggy, but Veyron will lead into turn 1 ahead of No Limit, then Bio, then Vo, Solar, then it's Ron, Potato, and actually Potato having a moment with Brovera as they're going wheel to wheel through to turn 2, as Brovera has that outside line and he actually clears it before he even makes it to turn 2, and that's Brovera up into 7th place. AlphaTauri especially, looking pretty racy at this stage of the race.
Yeah, definitely just gonna have to wait and see when this rain arrives.
If it arrives. Because we don't know when it's gonna come.
Well, so the thing is, oh no,
Ron. Oh, we have a McLaren! We have a McLaren around, that's Ron! Gone around at turn 5, and the man who's currently sitting 3rd in the championship has had a moment, and it off. And now he is ways off the pack. That is not what McLaren want for their championship hopes in terms of the constructors, and for Ron especially in terms of the drivers, as we have a bit of wheel action with Tycho and Potato. And it looks like Potato has been picked up once again, as Tycho's now moved himself up into P7. And now the two Alpines potentially going wheel to wheel. Nope, Groggy just stays behind Potato and will stay in P9. But Potato down to P8. He seems to be struggling. Oh, Groggy with a huge moment out of the final corner. He's going to lose a couple of positions, but he's lucky that didn't go in the wall. He's going to slot into P12. And cuts across the Williams there. That was a bit touch and go, as actually Wingo's gone round. So he clearly did get caught out by that. And, well, now he's all the way down to P15. I said at the beginning of the stream that consistency was going to be the key at this race. Was I wrong?
I mean, no.
That's it, just no.
Yeah, that's all you get.
Fair enough. You have to be consistent around this track. It's plain and simple, and that seems to not be a factor for some drivers here.
You gotta be consistent everywhere. Like, every single circuit you go to, you gotta be consistent. But, you know, obviously some tracks matter more than others. Example, Monaco. Very tight, very narrow.
Yeah, Monaco, definitely.
And, you know, if you lose your focus for, like, a split of a second, you know, your race could just end. So,
very true.
You know, I'm honestly kind of glad we don't race Monaco this season. So,
I think a lot of people were glad about that.
But I guarantee you next season it may or may not be on the calendar. So that's something to keep our eyes on.
I mean, we'll just have to see. Obviously, we're still going through this season right now. We're only halfway through this season. And, well, Season 10, we'll see what happens in Season 10. We might see a bit of shakeups. We'll find out. So, obviously, crossplay will be fully implemented. Obviously, it's already implemented now, as you can see. Bio in the Alfa Romeo, he's currently on his PC, so there you go. Little bit of crossplay, but hopefully we can get some more lit next season. But as of right now, it's mainly just Xbox with a little spice at the moment.
I mean,
yeah, we'll just have to find out.
Yeah. Ooh, we can go over the 3-second time penalty. Definitely with crossplay being enabled for next season, it's definitely going to bring back more tiers to BRL, which is going to be a good thing. And I'm kind of glad they did it as Shamrocks and Blacks are going at it. That was before turn 12. That was a good overtake. I didn't even watch it happen. That was a good overtake. I'm kind of glad they got the bugs sorted out now versus, like, later in the game when they're just like, oh, hey, by the way, we're doing this, and then this is going to break. And they're just like, well, this game is now unplayable. So, as Maverick is actually closing in on Potato, he's going to look for a move on the inside. He's going to get done. Potato switch back. Is he going to get it? Well, a little bit of lag here on my end. I don't know if that's on your end as well. Maverick's going to look on the inside. He's going to retain, or get P8. Potato's going to fall to P9.
Those hard compound tires for Potato clearly not working well for him. Obviously, Maverick pitted earlier, by the way. He pitted under his safety car. and he's now only got 6 lap old hards, and Potato has been on those hards since lap 11. So, yeah, those hards clearly not working now, as we actually have another AlphaTauri around. That's Brovera. Brovera's gone round at the exit of turn 7. It's not often you see a person loop it, but clearly, potentially just too much curb. Oh, and he's gone round again.
As
Not been a good day for him, as, not just round, straight on, and that's Mixer also off as well. I saw a little bit of damage for someone. I saw a bit of damage, and I think that might have been in Shamrock. It is for Shamrock, and for Blacks as well. As Brovera is round again, but Blacks has damage, same as Shamrock, so clearly something happened. And now we have a couple of early pit stops. Clarkson's unfortunately left the session.
Shamrock just puts on new tires.
Interesting.
Blacks did have damage, so he did put on a new front wing.
Oh, and that's Tycho. Tycho's round to turn 3. Mistakes left and right here at the Hungarian Grand Prix, and Tycho, one of the most recent now to have an off, and now he's down to P8. That's going to promote Groggy up to P7, but
the
amount of mistakes. He is. So despite that off earlier, he's kept it consistent since then, and now he's back up into the top 10. And, well, he's going to try and chase after Tycho and Groggy. Meanwhile, over for the lead of this race, the top 2 have not separated.
In a turn 12, that's how you overtake it in turn 12.
Shots fired.
Yep.
Yeah, Tycho getting the move done. He's clearly feeling pretty racy, and that is going to allow the Haas to move himself back up into P7. Meanwhile, battle for P3 about to ensue is Bio and Vo going at it. Bio having to hold that inside line, and that's allowed Vo to stay behind for the time being, but Vo's going to have the second bite of the cherry into turn 2. He's going to think about it, but Bio has that outside line. He's able to stay around the outside and keep that 3rd place, but Vo trying everything he can to make it a Ferrari double podium as it stands, but as of right now, nothing doing. That Alfa Romeo trying to make himself as wide as he possibly can. Shamrock's into the pit lane for a 5-second penalty, and he's into the pit lane again? What's going on there?
Oh, this time it is damage.
Maybe he didn't repair it the first time.
Oh, that's also true. Forget about that glitch.
Yeah, I don't like it either. Nobody does, and I've been a victim. I can fully say that.
It flashbacks to Baku, when Alfa Romeo was in for a good points finish. And then they didn't repair my teammates' front wing.
Was that in Tier 3? Yeah,
it was 4 races ago, so it's okay.
Yeah, don't expect you to remember that far away. As that is an AlphaTauri round once again. That's Brovera. Meanwhile, for P3s, I'm trying to cycle over, and that is Bio and Vo going at it. Vo this time. Vo having the inside line this time around, and he's going to be able to get ahead of that Alfa Romeo and move himself up into 3rd place. Bio's now down to 4th. He's trying to challenge as much as he can, but Vo able to keep his car in front, and now it is a Ferrari double podium. At least as of now. And oh, what a save from Bio. Getting loose at turn 4, but he managed to keep the car in check. Someone get this man a change of pants, please.
Solar, come on.
Oh, as Solar, yeah, he's left the session. Now he's been overtaken by Maverick. But Solar, though, despite that, he managed to get a really good start. And that is Tycho once again. That Haas not having a good time here. And that is Mixer. And he's completely lost his front wing. Mistakes left and right. Once again, as I said before, as we have a pit stop, that being, if the game would let me cycle over, that being of Bio. So Bio going into the pits, I think that change of pants was also meaning a change of tires here, and now he's going to go on to potentially a set of hards. And I don't know if you noticed, but I definitely have the track is starting to get a little bit gray, so the sun slowly starting to fade away here. Meanwhile, for P6, Groggy and Ron going at it. Groggy having a bit of a moment midway on the corner, and Ron is able to put himself up into P6. Groggy trying to fight it. Can't do anything about it, though. The McLaren has moved himself up into P6. Groggy down to P7. And, yeah, the sun has gone down dramatically. Well, then. Yellow flag once again. Bravera having a moment once more. And there he is. He's officially been lapped now by the race leaders. Veyron still able to keep that Ferrari ahead of the championship leader, which has been absolutely crucial. So maybe this strategy for Veyron has paid off quite well. Able to hold off and just stay in front. And that has been absolutely crucial for his race. Obviously, with Hungary not being an easy track to overtake, and Veyron knowing full well that he's done exactly what he's needed to do.
Yeah, just being consistent. Sorry, I'm dealing with some other matters.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, we all do. Yeah, Veyron just able to stay ahead. I think those mediums of No Limit might be start. No, yep, he's gone for the move. He has. By the time they even made it to turn 1, he's already made the move, and Wingo's moved himself up into 8th.
The
Potato down to 9th. Yeah, it's completely gone. It's completely grayed out here at the
Hungarian Grand Prix. I can hear Mark on the radio. Rain inbound in 5 minutes.
Oh my god. Don't get me started with Mark. First Jeff, now this.
Hey, honestly, I don't know about you. I prefer Mark over Jeff.
So do I, but to a point. Like, to a point.
Yeah.
Jeff was easier to hear, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Well, I'm actually kind of on it. Not kind of honest. Kind of glad that they brought in, like, an actual old race engineer. Instead of it just being some guy that probably didn't know anything about F1.
Yeah, it was nice. It was very nice of them to do that. Fortunately, they had to do it on this game.
Well,
so,
what game would you prefer?
Next game?
Oh.
If it's any better, that is.
Well, I don't know. EA is going to be the one making it, so we'll have to wait and see.
You're not wrong. They made this game as well, let's not forget, so...
Right, but at least this one's a little bit better than 21.
We don't talk about 21, alright.
I mean,
we don't talk about it.
At least this game you can actually use the curbs. 21 was like, avoid all curbs.
To a point. Meanwhile, battle for P5 about to ensue as Solar and Ron going at it. Solar able to keep that Red Bull ahead of Ron, but Ron, although the mediums might be starting to fade away at this stage of the race, needless to say, Ron's mediums still working quite nicely at this stage, and he's able to stay with Solar. Obviously, Solar also on the medium compounded tire, and Ron thinking about a move, looking for a move, but not able to do anything. Mixer now at the fastest lap of the race.
Like, not so healthy. And then Solars are fine.
Well, speaking of mediums, we have a medium runner that has come into the pits, that being No Limit. No Limit has decided to abandon going long on these mediums, and now he's going to serve his first official pit stop of the race, and it's going to be to a set of hard compounded tires for the McLaren. Obviously, McLaren with their future livery, and he's going to just trundle along the pits. He should come out P4, but Solar and Ron are blasting down the main straight, and obviously with No Limit having those cold tires, is that going to play a factor? He is ahead as it stands at the moment, but these two are going to close up on him pretty quickly.
Yeah, he's already struggling going into turn 2.
They say that, yeah, he actually gained time on the exit of turn 2 and was able to pull a little bit on Solar there, but actually, maybe, yeah, those mediums have to be shot because Solar isn't really gaining, and, well, with No Limit, although he's on fresh hards, they are cold. So I think the mediums are pretty much done at this stage of the race, and now the hards are probably the faster tire at this point.
So, good news, my headset is deciding to die.
How's that good news? Do you mean that was sarcasm?
Yes.
Alright, fair enough. So as it stands at the moment, right
Yeah,
now,
I thought that was
it's
obvious.
what do you mean? Some people are very literal. You should know this.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, sure.
Sure, you
Sure.
win. Now let's continue.
There comes a point. No.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. As meanwhile, battle for P7, and it looks like Wingo has managed to clear Groggy now, so the Alpine's not entirely having the best race pace right now. Wingo able to clear the Alpine and has moved himself up into P7. By the way, someone we haven't really mentioned all that much, but he's currently running a pretty decent race. Maverick. He's currently in third at the moment, and he's already made a pit stop. I believe he started on the mediums, no?
I believe you were right. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, he did. So he's already made his pit stop. So theoretically, if he could extend those hards and go to the end, as, by the way, Potato got a 3-second time penalty, but Maverick could potentially go to the end until the end of this race. We'll see if he can keep up the pace and stay ahead of No Limit. By the way, Bio's managed to make a move on Tycho, and Bio's now moving himself back up into the top 10 now. But yeah, Maverick just kind of running his race. He's quite a ways off both the Ferraris, which the Ferrari is looking very, very comfortable. Vo, though, he may be looking comfortable. His tires kind of say something else now.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. When is he gonna come in?
Obviously, they'll be getting the info as to when the rain is coming, and that's what they're looking at right now, as we have a yellow flag, and that is Brovera that's gone around to turn 3 once again, and, well, he's been lapped now by his teammate, and, well, yikes. Being lapped is one thing, but by your teammate, that is just salt to the wound.
It's heartbreaking, you know, like, you don't set a foot wrong. I mean, it started P10, it's just not gone your way, you know, just, like you said earlier, you know, just gotta take it on the chin and move on.
Sometimes you'll have an off race, sometimes you don't. It's just one of those situations, and right now, this off race is definitely for...
It's running.
Oh, it is. You are absolutely right on that, and now, the medium runners that have stayed out this entire time, now are looking pretty smart at the stage. Vo, 21 laps on those mediums, same with Solar and Ron, and they're all in the top 6. So this has played absolutely beautifully for these guys.
What is going through No Limit's head right now, though?
He's probably thinking he should have started on the hards. Obviously, he is on the hards now, but now he is a long, long ways away. He's nearly a pit stop behind his championship rival, and if the rain comes down pretty heavily, he's not gonna have...
Ron looking for a move into turn 2 on the inside of Solar. Hey, I don't know what just happened there. Oh, contact.
Whoa! Close as you want it between these guys. This Solar's managing to stay ahead of Ron, and that Red Bull looking awfully wide at this stage of the race. Ron not able to do anything, and now he's under pressure from Wingo. But here's another thing. I don't know if you've noticed it. I certainly have. Is we've already got a couple of runners on inters, by the way. That being a Mixer and Brovera. But if you're on a softer compound in this stage of the race, you theoretically have more grip. Because obviously there's more tire tread on the ground.
Oh, Brovera.
And with that,
Tycho gonna send it into turn 12 again.
that seems to be his favorite overtaking opportunity there. Turn 12 for the Haas. He seems to be liking that, and it's worked out for him. DRS has been disabled, and Tycho immediately is just going right into the pits. And this might be the time where we're going to see everyone pit onto a set of inters. Groggy certainly has done that. Same with Tycho, same with Blacks, as Ron and Wingo going at it. Wingo able to get ahead now of the McLaren. and now he is up into P6. But this is going to be the time where everyone's going to pit. And, well, you can tell that everyone's struggling. Ron having a huge moment out of turn 2. It's definitely time for inters. It doesn't look like it, though, does it?
No, I think it's almost too early, but
You say that, yet look how much Ron is struggling. As you can see, raindrops now forming.
Yeah, it's definitely inters.
Yeah, now it is.
Oh, no,
and Bravera's retired.
That's safe.
And that is going to be a full-course safety car. And, unsurprisingly, both Ferraris are into the pit lane.
I mean, they got a big enough window to do it, so, you know, props for them.
They might honestly come out ahead of Maverick. Bayron certainly will, though Maverick is obviously going to pit. But they had a big enough gap to stay first and second, potentially. But obviously, that's now been negated. Everyone is going to be on a set of inters, no doubt about it. Both Ferraris are, and same as No Limit, he's got a set of inters ready, same with Maverick. But yep, the rain has come, and we can potentially see a bit of an exciting end to this Grand Prix. Who has the balls? Wait a minute.
What happened to you?
DNF'd. He's DNF'd at his favorite overtaking spot! No! He's making so many moves there. And now it's all been undone. And Tycho, now the 6th retirement in this race. That's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt. Did he?
Yep.
Oh, he did. Still stayed P2 though, but
I can't.
I mean, it's not all bad for the Ferrari, but like obviously that's a bit of a maybe a little bit worrying. Maybe he's just not suited to the rain, which won't be a good thing, especially for the likes of Ferrari.
Yeah, I can't even see the circuit right now.
Oh, lovely.
Well, like I can see it, but like I can't see. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be fine.
Sure. I'm getting word from Tycho, because he's in the chat, and he said Groggy brake checked him?
Oh boy.
If that's true, and oh, whoa. Okay. That was a tight moment. Vo and Maverick. Oh! Maverick's just hit the back of Vo! That might be a 5-second time penalty. What has just happened there?
Wait, you mean Maverick hit No Limit?
No. Maverick was ahead of No Limit and hit the back of Vo. And now Maverick is behind No Limit because he had to basically stop.
And he's got one damage.
What in the world? Yeah, he does. He stayed out, though, which is kind of surprising. But a bit of controversy here under the safety car. It may be a Ferrari 1-2, but that might be looked at later on. We'll have to see. It's already a bit of tense moments at this right now. I mean, one thing's for sure, though. No Limit's going to be kind of happy about that. Obviously, he was kind of in the receiving end of that, and, well, now he's up a place, and now he's up at a third, and that is Maverick and Solar colliding? Might have been desync. I don't know, but Maverick making contact with another driver, though this time he's the driver in front. Yeah, and he's going back over to what, with No Limit. Obviously, with the rain coming down the way it came, it hurt him, but now he's in this position where the safety car has basically brought him back up to his championship rival, and now he has a second bite of the cherry to try and win this race and gain points on his rival. So this is pretty crucial here for No Limit, and pretty crucial potentially for the sake of the constructors.
Yeah,
because obviously Ferrari trailing McLaren by 5 points. As it stands at the moment, Ferrari will obviously gain the lead of the constructors. But No Limit now is in this position where he can really make or break the lead in terms of constructors, maybe in terms of drivers if Veyron doesn't finish second. Maverick, as you see, into the pits, obviously to change that front wing. And obviously, honestly, I feel really bad for Maverick. He was running a near flawless race by his standards. He was in P3, and now that all that's been undone due to safety car antics, I'll call him. Now he's down to P12. He's not out of the race, though, so he can still get something out of this, but yeah, not what the AlphaTauri wanted.
Can I not? Oh, right there.
And Mixer apparently saying at one point, that was like 20 minutes ago though, he got into the curb and just instantly died. Well, not completely dead because he's still in the race, but apparently that's how he had his off. But the curb clearly unsettling him. So safety car, I think...
Yeah, it is.
Yep. I was just about to mention it.
Why were we in our own heads?
I mean, hey, like, that's the only thing that was really gonna go on, and now it has gone on, and now, once again, for the third time in this race, it is now Veyron's decision as to when the race will resume. He's got to be used to this now. He knows what to do. Obviously, he's already won a championship last season in Tier 2. He knows how to lead, and he's leading it once again. And now he's going to come around to the final corner. He gets a bit of a tank slapper there, and that's going to allow Vo to have a little bit of a shot. That is a Red Bull. That's Mixer, who's completely crashed down to the final corner. As race is now resumed, No Limit on the inside into turn 1. He's going to try and get past the Ferrari, and indeed he has. Vo now down to third. Solar and Wingo going at it. Solar trying to make the move on the Williams. He's going to go on the inside, not quite, as Wingo's actually going to try around the outside, but he goes a bit too deep. That's going to allow the Red Bull to hang it on the inside and gets a little bit of a snap. That was Bio, by the way. That has completely gone off, and now he is down into P9, so already a lot of drivers trying to make up moves at this stage of the race. No Limit, though, doing exactly what he needed to, getting ahead of one Ferrari, and now it's the same thing as it was at the start of the race. And now his championship rival directly in front of him.
Yeah, but it's a lot tougher in the rain in this English help on this track to try to overtake if you don't have the DRS assistance. So it's just gonna have to be raw pace, and you're gonna have to make a move smartly.
Position yourself correctly, and you may receive the benefit. That is how this stage of the race is going to work out, as these top two are starting to pull away from Vo now. Vo really dropping off. I don't think Vo has damage. I don't think he does, but he's just clearly struggling, which is what I mentioned earlier, because, like you said, he had a spin, and that is absolutely crucial. By the way, I just want to quickly say this right now. Fastest lap, negated. Because Mixer did have the fastest lap, but he unfortunately crashed. And now, well, he will have the fastest lap, but he won't get the point for it, unfortunately. So, don't even worry about that. And, well, it's just going to be down to positioning.
Yeah,
top two,
Solar really having a good race right now.
Yeah, obviously starting P19 dead last, up 15 positions. And is within a shout of a podium here. Because Solar, he's not, obviously he's falling back a little bit in comparison to the Ferrari, but then he gains it, back. So, the fact that Solar has gone from last all the way to a shot of a podium, pretty damn impressive, needless to say. Oh, and that's Vo having a bit of a moment, and that might invite Solar here, as Vo is a little bit slow off that corner. Solar trying to look for the move. Can't do anything about it, though. A little bit of a twitch there from the Ferrari, but this is exactly what happened. What happened? Sorry. This is exactly what Solar would want, and not what Ferrari needs, though.
Black's has wing damage, by the way. Oh, and Bio's in.
He is in. So clearly a little bit of antics. And yeah, there we go. He's into the box. Same with Black, so both of them coming into the pits. Most likely for a change of front wing. Actually, not a change front wing for the Alfa Romeo. It certainly is a front wing change for the Mercedes, so I'm not sure what Bio's thinking. But yeah, that's absolutely ruined his race. Oh! No limit with a 3-second time penalty.
I bet that just put a smile on Veyron's face.
Oh, it definitely did. Maybe even a smile on Ferrari's face, because Vo is within that 3-second.
Barely.
I mean, if Veyron were to play this smartly, he would back up. He would back up. He'd hold up, no limit. But obviously, Veyron's not going to do that. He wants to win this out at an all-out pace. And asking what happened to Clarkson in the chat, there was a 5-car pileup, to put it simply, at turn 2, and Clarkson amongst the 5, and he completely crashed out into the wall at turn 2, and that's what caused him to DNF, and he was amongst the 7 drivers that have DNF'd in this race. Obviously, Sky, Carlos, Ardell, Bravera, Tycho, and Mixer all having their issues as well, though Ardell retired in the pits. I think Carlos retired in the pits as well, did he not? Or did he? No, he crashed. Never mind.
He did.
But yeah.
Sky was the other one that retired in the pits.
Ah, that's right. Okay. I knew it was at least 2 people. Yeah, 5 people have completely crashed out. 2 of them retiring in the pits. I bet they're probably regretting that decision. As I would usually expect most people to. No limit. Now trying to put more pressure on Veyron here. You can see him. He's going to dive on the inside of the chicane. That's not often where you see him move. That's going to unsettle Veyron a little bit, but No Limit starting to get aggressive now. He's either trying to get ahead of that Ferrari or pressurize that Ferrari into a 3-second time penalty. But if he does that, yep, great English. If he does that more and more, he's going to allow Vo to creep in once again. So he needs to think about this smartly.
Yeah, just don't make any unnecessary risks, because, you know, if he does, he's at threat from Vo and Solar behind.
Yeah, Solar is not quite within that 3-second. Vo barely in that 3-second. So No Limit, he has to play the smart. He knows it's his championship rival. He's fully aware of what is being put in front of him. But obviously this 3-second, it's absolutely ruined his chance. So he needs to think of something if he wants to take the win and gain points on his rival. But Veyron, needless to say, has had pretty much a flawless race. I mean, he hasn't put a foot wrong. I don't know if you heard my cat.
No.
Okay.
I'm, like, struggling to stay awake right now, so literally as soon as this race is done, I'm going to bed.
Fair enough. As Drunken Shamrock gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. He's down in P10. Obviously, he'll still grab points, but that will probably put a dent in possibly gaining any more points at this stage of the race. We had lap 31, nearly on lap 32, and well, so far nobody really making any moves. No Limit trying to make a move, but obviously with this rain, definitely hurting him and his chances to do so. But he can just see that black and red Ferrari, or red and black, however you want to see it. He can see that rear wing of that Ferrari just wanting to overtake him. He wants to overtake him, but he just doesn't have the grip to do so, or just isn't close enough, really.
Where's the spray?
That's a great question, actually. They may be on the dry line, but there should still be some spray. I don't know what's going on there.
Broken.
Broken, yep. As, No Limit having a bit of a moment off of turn 3. Took in quite a bit of curb there. He only lost a tenth, really, in relation to everyone behind him. But No Limit trying to use as much tracking as he can, and that is hurting him a little bit. One thing is for sure, something that's also hurting is that Solar hasn't really caught up to the guys in front. Solar's actually dropped back from Vo, so now it's really only down to Vo to potentially grab this second place from No Limit. And No Limit maybe struggling a little, just a little bit, but he's still within contention as it stands at the moment. But he just can't do anything about that Ferrari. That Ferrari in front of him is just too consistent. He's just too clean, and it's working out for him beautifully. Can't dislodge that Ferrari from that first place right now. We have a yellow flag in Sector 2. That might have been a bio. It is a bio. He has had a moment by the looks of it. Doesn't have any damage, though, so he's managed to keep it going. What?
I punched my mic in Tier 1 game and I did it just barely.
Nice.
Thanks.
Nice one. As Veyron now starting to pull a bit of a gap now to No Limit. 8/10. No Limit slowly clawing that time back. Actually, I say slowly. He's gaining rather quickly. Then he loses time. A lot of time, actually. Hold on. His bio's going to dive into the pits. There we go, lap 35, and so far from first down to 7th, nobody really within a second of each other. Bit of an anticlimactic end to this race as we actually have a yellow flag. That's Potato. Potato's gone round. And Wingo's retired. Oh.
That won't be a safety car.
He's crashed out. It's too late. It's too late for a safety car. Wolf. I bet Vo and Solar and Ron were probably thinking that was a lap earlier, so there could have been a safety car. But unfortunately, that's not the case. In which, though, that would have been the 4th safety car, and that would have been chaotic. With that, though, that's going to promote Ron up to 5th, Groggy to 6th, Maverick to 7th, Shamrock 8th, Potato back up into 9th, and Blacks is now back up into the top 10. And for the first time in a while in this race, that Mercedes has not had a good time. Both Mercedes have not really had a good time, obviously, with Clarkson DNFing in the first, not even at the first corner. Well, no, at the first corner. Second corner, really. But yeah, nonetheless, not even making it a full sector before having a moment, and Black's just not really having the pace. So far, just everyone now just trying to get into a rhythm now as well. We are on the dying moments of this race. Maverick trying to potentially look for a move on Groggy. Maverick really the closest guy to anybody as it stands at the moment. And, well, he's kind of stuck behind that Alpine. No, actually, the Alpine spun round. Did Maverick hit Groggy there? Whatever happened, that is Groggy, spun round. And he has now gone all the way down to P8, maybe even a P9, as here comes Potato. And Potato actually goes off the track. Two good friends, and they might have had a bit of a tussle. That could potentially be a steward's report in later on in this race. Did Groggy get hit? I don't know. I think he might have, honestly. As we're now on to the final lap of this Grand Prix. The last couple of laps has been pretty slow, I'll definitely admit it. But one thing's for sure is that Veyron has done exactly what he's needed to do. He still has a little bit of pressure, though, from behind. There's No Limit is on the back of that Ferrari. The one thing's for sure, though, is that No Limit does have that 3-second, and Vo is barely within that. Just very, very... It's very marginal. I'll put it at that. And, well, Vo is starting to gain a little bit, so just watch out for that gap between 2nd and 3rd. Currently sitting at 2.7. But Veyron, he took pole at the start of this race, And ever since then, he hasn't looked back. May have been pressurized from time to time, but nonetheless, he's kept his nose clean as No Limit's gone round. Nearly hits the wall there. Goes wide out of turn 11. But Veyron, championship leader, won the championship last season, of course, is on course to do it again. He has a little bit more pressure to do it, but nonetheless, Veyron comes around the final corner, has been absolutely perfect in this race, as he's gonna come across the line, and Veyron wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. No Limit provisionally will cross second, but Vo, due to that 3-second from No Limit, Vo will take second place, and I believe, for the first time this season, it's a Ferrari 1-2 here in the Hungaroring, and that's gonna help Ferrari take the lead of the Constructors' Championship. And Veyron pulls even further in the standings. No Limit will take third. Solar, from last on the grid, will come home to take fourth. Ron will take fifth, despite an up and down race. Maverick, sixth. Shamrock, seventh. Groggy up eighth. Both those two went up 10 positions as Bios retired. Potato, ninth. Blacks rounding out the top 10 positions. But Veyron winning the Hungarian Grand Prix, and he did it with no mistake whatsoever.
Okay, Red. We won't talk about that.
I don't even know what happened, but nonetheless. Was it Solar that got driver of the day? I completely missed that.
Ron.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
But Solar went up 15, and Ron went up 7, and Solar finished ahead of Ron. What?
I got no idea.
I'm not questioning, but nonetheless, though,
I will say Solar
the one
is
man
driver of the day in my book, though. No question.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Another driver of the day is the winner of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Veyron didn't set a foot wrong, and that's exactly what he needed to do. He may have crashed out at the end of qualifying, but he certainly didn't crash in this race. And he takes the win, and he'll see his teammate with him on the podium. A Ferrari 1-2 here in the Hungaroring. No Limit will have to settle for third. And, well, it was quite a chaotic start to the Hungarian Grand Prix, but the finish, a bit tame, but still a good race nonetheless. I've already heard that No Limit is not going to be doing any interviews, so with that, he will unfortunately not be joining us. And, well, with that, we'll quickly go over the order, as I would assume you'll invite the drivers for podium interviews. But Veyron will take... Yeah, you did. Okay, good. So Veyron will take the win here at Hungary ahead of his teammate, a Ferrari 1-2. They couldn't have had it any better. No Limit will take third ahead of Solar. Then it's Ron in fifth ahead of Maverick. Then Shamrock, Groggy, Potato, and Blacks rounding out the top 10. Bio crashing out on the penultimate lap. Wingo crashing out 3 laps to go. And we also lost Mixer, Tavera, Ardell, Charlos, Sky, and Clarkson from what was a pretty crazy Hungarian Grand Prix. Just, wow. So we have the race winner here for interviews. We'll just have to wait for second place. Obviously, No Limit not able to join us here. He simply said he doesn't want to. But,
Veyron
just waiting on Vo.
Yeah, he's here. I know he did.
He's here.
I thought that was Vogue for a second. My eyes are playing tricks on me.
Nah, just waiting on.
For some reason, I didn't get the notification for it, so I had to look at my.
Do not disturb.
I think I am.
That would be why then.
Might be. I don't know.
Here, I'll.
Sometimes I get notifications, other times I don't.
Nope, it's Mixer. No,
There we
stop
go.
that.
Well, I just invited Vo, so we'll see if he joins off of my invite, and maybe he's just picky.
No, it says you're in the multiplayer lobby, Veyron, so I don't know what happened.
Just trying to get him in. Why you don't join, man? Come on. We want to see both Ferraris up here. Wouldn't that be absolutely nice?
Yeah, we're doing what real Ferrari could not do.
Damn.
Unfortunately.
Shots fired.
Okay, so apparently we only have one person for interviews, as Vo is not able to do it tonight. So, yeah, I guess with that, we won't be interviewing P3 or P2, but with that, we'll still interview the race winner. And, well, sorry, Deemer, but you won't be able to do anything. Anyways, so, Veyron took pole here at the Hungaroring, and you, I think, if I'm not mistaken, led every single lap of this race. Unfortunately, you didn't get the fastest lap because Mixer managed to take that, but nonetheless, it was pretty much a perfect race for you at the Hungaroring, and you take your 3rd win of the season and increase your lead in the Drivers' Championship. And obviously, to make it even sweeter, a Ferrari 1-2 and helping Ferrari take the lead of the team's championship. Needless to say, I think you're feeling pretty happy about that. Tell us your thoughts.
Yeah. No, it was an amazing race. Qualifying went well. I actually practiced for this race, or for a race this season for once. So I was really happy with my qualifying. I accidentally went out a little too late for my final run in qualifying, so I didn't set a last second lap, but fortunately my time was strong enough to hold pole position. But then the race was just yeah, it was pretty tough. I had no limit breathing down my neck almost 3/4 of the race. I started on the hards to try to last until the rain. I knew that was going to happen. I was mostly scared about the start of the race, just because hards are. It's pretty hard to get a good start with the hards when everybody behind you is on medium. So I was really happy to maintain that going into the first corner. But yeah, from there it was just trying to be as solid as possible, making as few mistakes as possible, and just keeping people behind, because I know that Hungary, it's almost impossible to pass here. So as long as you're pretty solid going into the final couple of corners, you'll probably hold position. Yeah, but the rain really made it even more stressful, because of I hadn't done any rain practice, and I really wasn't sure how the track would feel, and it took me a minute to get adjusted. Because the first lap in the rain, I got 2 invalidations. Fortunately, I didn't get a single invalidation during the dry, and I ended up getting two warnings on the opening lap in the rain. So, and then fortunately for me, no limit getting a penalty made it a little bit more relaxing, but I still couldn't let up. I had to make sure that he didn't get around me, so he didn't pull a 3-second gap, and I wanted to be able to lead every lap of a race. I'm not sure if I've ever done that before in a league race, but this is for sure my strongest win in BRL, for sure.
Strong indeed it was, and you did exactly what you needed to do, taking the win, increasing your championship lead, and taking the constructors. It doesn't get much better than that. And, well, we're now into the second half of this season, starting with the Belgian Grand Prix. Obviously, you have this lead, but it's still very, very close at the top. Do you expect this championship to potentially go down to the wire and just having to fight tooth and nail for every single position you can? How do you expect the second half of the season to go, especially knowing we're nearly the championship leader?
I don't know. I think it'll go well, because I don't know. At least last season, that really tested my my ability to lead the championship the whole time and not get beaten by somebody in the second half of the season. So I'm more confident in my ability to lead a championship than I am to try to pull a comeback. I don't know. I feel like when I don't know, I have control of the championship, it puts more pressure on the driver behind to try to catch up. Yeah, there's that, and then also I really wanted to win today, or at least beat No Limits, so that I'd have a bigger buffer going into Belgium, because I'm not going to be there next week. So I wanted to try to maximize as many points as possible today, and I'm really happy for myself and Voj, my teammate, as well. It's great and very rare to see a 1-2 for a team in a equal car season.
Yeah, rare indeed, but you two pulled it off, and well, once again, congratulations on your win, and congratulations to Vo taking second place for a Ferrari 1-2, and of course, congratulations to No Limit for his podium. With that, that is going to wrap up Tier 2 tonight. Be sure to tune in, though, for ACC tomorrow. That will probably be hosted by Mitchie. I'm not entirely sure what the race is, but if you want to see some GT3 or GT4, I think it's GT3 cars. I'm not entirely sure, but if you want to see some of that action, then be sure to tune in tomorrow. Then, next week, it's the Belgian Grand Prix, Spa-Francorchamps, and we're starting with Realistic on Thursday. Then it is Tier 3 on Friday. I'll be hosting that once again, as I typically would. And then it is Tier 1, and then next week, same place, same time, different challenge. And with Veyron saying they won't be able to make it next week, possibly a championship, not championship deciding, but a race with championship implications. But be sure to tune in just a week's time. But for me and Redeemer already left here, but for me and Redeemer, that's everything. Good day, good night, and see you tomorrow for a